Sucking on my own dick. Yeah, you know I'm sucking on my own dick. Sucking on my dick. Everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our own dicks. Everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our dicks. Yeah, you know I'm sucking on my dicks.
Ooh, a nice afternoon cast.
Yeah, nice. I keep having the podcast before I go to work. Man, going to work sucks. Podcasting.
Yeah, you got tricked.
I got totally tricked. I can't. Which I can't speak on too much. But yeah, I got tricked. Basically, I got tricked by the Russian mob.
Mm-hmm. Who would have thought that they would lead you astray?
I just thought I could trust these guys. I thought they were really nice. Yeah, dude.
This is just your shitty Goodfellas.
It's pretty much, basically. Like, I don't even get to do anything
As far back
cool.
as I can remember, I wanted to make $13 an hour.
I mean, he would have loved that in Goodfellas, dude. That would have been mob money. Nah, dude, we have this guy who keeps coming in like to repair because all the shit's broken at the place where I work, and we keep having this guy who doesn't like speak a lick of English. He just comes in for 4 hours, he disappears, and when he leaves, nothing is different. Mm-hmm. Like, and you know, you can't say anything to like. Igor doesn't speak English, so you can't say anything to him. Like, he comes in, he has a list. If none of it's done, what are you gonna do? So I don't know. I've just resigned to just kind of just like posting up there and being like, all right, I'll just passively make money by not doing a job. I guess that's okay. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah, you're getting your UBI from the Russian mob.
Pretty much. I am fucking waiting for I'm like, this has to come toppling down at some point. I'm like waiting for the place to be like raided or whatever.
Well, probably it won't get raided.
It won't get raided.
Probably what will happen is just at some point the owners will either go to prison or like just not be in America anymore.
Yeah, well, one of them. Yeah, no, you know what? I have to stop.
Yeah.
I will let absolutely too much information slip.
You're gonna get killed.
I am gonna get killed, dude. Oh my god, if this podcast got me killed, that's like the ultimate cancellation.
You hear what happened to Two Shoes Tommy? He got canceled.
Yeah.
He's a made man. You can't do that to him.
It would be awesome if like they just sent like a Russian troll farm to cancel me, like a bunch of just like deep fake bots just start accusing me of like saying the N-word on Twitter. I get canceled by horse ebooks, basically.
You get canceled by fake Amazon employees.
Yeah, that's what I want more than anything. Those Amazon accounts are wild. I just started seeing some of those screenshots.
Did you see the one the IT department threw up an alert? They're like, our Twitter account has been hacked because whoever was like tweeting from the Amazon account was wilding out so much.
Oh yeah, was that when he was like, you really believe the pissing in bottles thing? Was that like that Twitter thread?
Like one of their IT guys like opened a ticket strange aggressive rhetoric from the Twitter account.
Oh, that rocks, dude. God, that's so funny. Yeah. Well, because it's funny because like the people that they have on running their social, it's not like that job is always, I feel like outsourced to like somebody who shouldn't give that much of a shit. So it's like, how do we know that it wasn't like Jeff Bezos just like logging into the Amazon Twitter, like just totally freaking out from his dome or wherever the fuck he is?
Yeah, I mean, it is like the way that shit's going. It looks like he is worried, which is sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's really bad.
It's really weird, like, seeing things that are, like, somewhat hopeful in this country. But I've been noticing it this week. I'm like, not everything is a complete piece of shit.
Yeah, what was making you hopeful was it the 500 immigrant children shoved into a cage meant for 30 people?
I did not see that.
Wow, you're very hopeful, aren't you? Yeah, Biden's immigrant policy is worse than Donald Trump's so far.
Yeah, that's no good.
So that's no good. But you know what? Maybe we don't like them.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll flip back around to that take. Maybe we'll mix it up in 2021.
Wait, and have what take?
That we don't like them anymore.
Oh, immigrants.
Immigrants.
Oh, okay. As a podcast, we're going to experiment with that.
No,
thing.
not even. Sorry, not immigrants. Specifically, immigrant children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's like we have a catch and release policy with the parents, but we're keeping those kids.
we are keeping those kids.
For what? Really? Who's to say?
Who's to say, really?
Who's to say?
Yeah. I want my own little boy. I want a little Latino boy like Matt Gaetz.
That's exactly what I was saying, dude. Matt Gaetz, you know that Matt Gaetz is hyped on the... You know that Matt Gaetz saw that cage full of 500 immigrant kids, and it was just like a Chinese buffet to him.
Dude, this Matt Gaetz thing, huge win for leftist QAnon. Our movement that we've started, huge W.
I love that everyone... Like, people around him are resigning, but he's not resigning. And now there's, like, I guess there's, like, transcripts of him, like, pussy bragging on, like, the congressional floor.
Yeah. I saw,
like, literally showing people his Tinder on the congressional floor.
I saw a headline right before this that there's, like, surveillance footage of him and a, like, indicted sex trafficker just sifting through a pile of IDs.
Oh, that's so funny.
What a dark image.
That's funny when there's like it's
when
not even like
any situation where you're just sifting through a big pile of IDs.
Right,
no
because
good.
that's a long activity. Mm-hmm. Right? Like if you're sifting, you're there I would imagine for like an hour minimum. Where it's like they could fast forward through the security footage and be like, "Yeah, you're still right there."
Yeah.
You're still standing next to this guy.
I didn't read it, but it's like what kind of footage are you talking about? Like was someone like was there a bug in the apartment or were they doing this in like a Popeyes or something?
Wow, I'm gonna look that up now.
Are you into the conspiracy theory about like his son and everything?
No. What's the conspiracy theory?
Okay,
about his son?
so like a year ago, so he has had this Cuban boy. Not. I don't think he's like. I think he's above 18 now, but he's had this like this boy who was like an aide or a page or something. It was always unclear like what the relation was. And then I guess he was in some sort of like debate with like a black like congressman who said something like it was talking about like having children of color in this country and having to worry about them. And as like an ace in the hole, he was like, "Oh, you think you're the only one with a son of color?" And then he trots out his little Cuban boy. And everyone's like, "What?" And so people looked into it because he claims that he adopted this boy. There's no paperwork of this.
Oh, hell yes.
The boy lives in his house.
Hell yes.
So there's two theories. One, he's like just fucking the boy, which that I don't believe so much. But the other one is more convincing, where it's like, so they looked into it. The boy's like, the boy has family nearby, like within a 30-minute drive or something.
Right.
He has family. The boy's sister is Matt Gaetz' ex-girlfriend. And there's like a dad in the picture, like a dad who's on the birth certificate who's like, "That's not my son." And Matt Gaetz' parents gave that girlfriend like a BMW. And basically the theory is that that's not her brother, that's her kid she had when she was 14. They think 19-year-old Matt Gaetz knocked up like a 13-year-old girl.
Oh.
And this is his biological son.
So that chick's Cuban then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Of course she is.
Mm-hmm. And it's so funny to like have all that going on and then also vote like the sole no on like a sex trafficking bill. Just completely lay your cards out.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you're supposed to be... It's like, look, if you're that deep into it, that's when you start white knighting. You should have been white knighting a long time ago, Matt.
Yeah.
You're doing this all wrong.
It is funny, though, to just be that much of like a psycho, like, pervert, but then also be like, well, I can't be a hypocrite.
Right.
I gotta
you know
stand
what? That's
by
true. Well, he is very principled.
Yeah, I mean, that is very honest of him to be like, look, I can't vote against sex trafficking. I'm a sex trafficker.
Have you?
How's that gonna look?
Have you seen him on Tucker Carlson?
I've read like quotes.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you gotta watch it because it's really funny. Because he's basically like he's defending himself. He says a bunch of shit that he doesn't need to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if it had hit the airwaves yet that there was. He was like he was like in the coming reports you're gonna be told that there are photos of me with an underage girl. That they will not materialize because there are no such photos. And Tucker Carlson is just doing his like incredulous like mouth slightly agape. And he goes, and Tucker, you'll actually remember, we actually had dinner together. There was a woman there with me who was my girlfriend. You'll remember exactly who she is. And Tucker's like, man, I have no idea who you're talking about. like at the end of this long-winded tirade, Tucker goes, Matt, to be honest with you, I don't remember that dinner and I do not remember the woman in question. But best of luck, buddy. Like, just happening live on Fox News.
I wonder if this is like a Prince Andrew type thing where like he gets off stage, he's like, yeah, that went pretty good.
Oh yeah, definitely. He definitely thinks that he's got this. If only because I'm sure he's consulted with lawyers who have just like assured him to just deny, and he'll be fine. And I think you cling to that on some. When you know you're like truly cooked, you're like, well, if I just do what people tell me to do, then if I do what people tell me to do, I'll have followed all the rules, and I will technically be a good boy. Mm-hmm. You know. I think that genuinely plays it. Like when you're that fucked, you're like, I'm just gonna do what people tell me to do, and that'll be my defense. Is I did everything that they told me,
maybe
to get out of this.
Just wild.
Yeah, dude, that guy. Ooh, what a wild dog, dude. Have you seen now? There's like people keep like posting like pictures of just him like visiting middle schools, like looking a little too excited.
There's one. There's one. It's him. It's him. Yeah, he's at a school. And he's like, fun lunch table at like whatever high, and it's him and a bunch of like blonde like 10th grader girls, and behind him, like above his head, is a sign that says pizza.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Wow.
Yeah.
It's funny when like pedophiles get like Kubrickian about their shot composition.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'd be so funny if they spent 20 minutes getting that photo set up.
Yeah, he's like, hold on, I need to change the color of my tie.
Oh fuck, that is so funny. Yeah, goddamn, I hope that I hope this goes somewhere real juicy. It has to.
Yeah. Well, it's weird. I mean, like it seems like the investigation into him like started under Trump, which is odd.
I mean, what can I say? You know, he stayed with the staff on the island. What can I say? He doesn't like pervs. He's always been vocal about it.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I've been trying to find like QAnon people to see what they think about this, and they think it's fake news.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They do not actually care.
Yeah. They do not care about... See, as we've said before, there is a pedophile elite of satanic, like, pedophiles, big cabal and everything. But then the part where they're like, but Trump is going to save it, and the Republicans are against it, and it's all Democrats. No.
Yeah.
No, it's like...
Yeah, they goofed up on the math there.
Being a satanic pedophile is a bipartisan issue, people.
Yeah,
if there's one thing that they can reach across the aisle on...
Yeah, dude, reaching across the aisle to spit roast a boy. Oh, my God, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Oh, dude. That's just...
Yeah. I go on this subreddit, it's QAnon casualties, and it's people who like have like a deep into Q like family member, to the point where they've just like lost that family member, like they've just gone like completely insane.
Right.
And it's interesting because it's like most of the time I read it because I'm like, wow, it's really sad like what these crazy people have turned into, and like how it's like how now the fact that they're gonna like live their final days like with no family because they've like driven everybody away.
Right.
But then I'll be like, it's like, yeah, my dad, he's crazy into all of this stuff and like believes in Epstein, and it's like, now wait a minute.
Hang on. Hang on.
Yeah, we've so quickly forgotten about Epstein.
Well, they've got Ghislaine on one charge. I think they're trying to hit her with one charge of sex trafficking, which...
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, she'll either die, or what's more likely to happen is, like, they'll get her on that charge, which will be enough to put her away, but you won't even begin to unspool the sweater of international conspiracy and sex trafficking. It's just...
We gotta stop this sex trafficking.
We've got to stop the sex trafficking. Serious. Somebody open up the lanes of traffic. Well, no, I guess actually, I guess what we want is a sex traffic jam.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, look, look, sex trafficking. Break it down. Sex, gross, traffic. I don't want to get stuck in traffic.
Just imagine like a hotep. Like, think about the words, y'all. Sex, like sex, traffic. Think about it. Let's break it down.
Yeah, Seinfeld is kind of like a hotep comedian.
Seinfeld is a Jewish hotep. He's totally a Jewish hotep.
Yeah. Why can't I say it?
Yeah, dude. I just think about knowledge. No, the ledge. Yeah. This what a fun fucking you're right, it has been a fun week for news, dude. You know, I'm still on this fucking NFT thing. And I got Tim Kish turned me onto this little tidbit about NFTs. I've got to shout out a very rare Women Are Funny, because what they've been doing with NFTs.
Hold on, I'm muting your mic. Just
what?
Go on.
All right, I'll go. What they've been doing with NFTs, I guess, like with some, I don't even know if they're OnlyFans girls. They're just like on Twitter. They've been taking unsolicited dick pics and turning them into NFTs, and then like selling them back to the dudes for thousands of dollars. So that they can be the sole owner. Like, the dick pic is public until they buy it, and then they're able to delete it. But until then, it's just like online. And I'm like, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm fine with owning people who send random dick pics.
Oh yeah, dude, you have to own them. You got it. Making you pay $2,000 or whatever to get your own penis back is hilarious.
I had a weird experience this morning. I was at Bay's house, and she was like, she was looking through. You know how like but I don't know if this is the same for you, but like at the beginning of our relationship, we would sext a lot more. Yeah, and you know that is kind of trickled off, but she was like, "Oh, it's been a while since I've looked through this," and she like opened up like the special folder on her phone of nudes, and she like showed me a photo of like my dick, and she's like, "Oh, I like this one," and like I had forgotten about that photo, so just seeing like an out of context photo of my dick that I don't remember taking, I felt like I felt rattled. I was like, ah.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, to unexpectedly see a dick, even my own, I was like, ugh.
Well, because you get so, like, even with a dick pic photo that I take, like, of myself, because I think, you know, you'll take, like, 10 of them, and then pick the one that you, like, you have to, and then the one that you pick, you've got to, like, sell yourself on it before you send it. These are consensual dick pics.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, even when you sell yourself, you're like, okay, this is the dick pic I'm gonna send. I guess you'll like this. I think I could see how somebody might like this. Yeah, just fucking like send it, and never look at it again. But like, what, you know, if you show it to me again without me hyping myself up, there's no way I like it. There's no way that I'm proud of it.
It's like watching a tape from like 5 years ago.
That's exactly.
You're like,
what
oh,
it's
that
like.
was my opener.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I never understood like the bold. I mean, I guess some dudes have fucking huge cocks that they're proud of. I guess that's how you wind up sending
either that, or I
unsolicited
mean, like
dick
for a
pics.
lot of people, I think it is like a like an embarrassment thing where it's like for them, what they're getting off on is the fact that like the woman is upset and like doesn't want to see this.
Interesting.
I guess that's a whole different thing. Like I've only ever sent dick pics to people I've already had sex with, so
yeah, you can't be sending. Well, yeah, or people who asked. For me, I'm not never non-consensual. I used to know. It's funny. I used to know like there was a comic. He's actually kind of a big Twitter account. in New York who would, like, I knew multiple women in DC who would just get, like, unsolicited dick pics from him, like, just middle of the night. Like, usually him, like, holding it next to, like, a Monster Energy can. Mm-hmm. And it's like that, but beloved guy somehow pulled it off.
I can't believe Seth Simons did that. We probably shouldn't have shared that story.
Yeah, dude. Gives a whole new meaning to the term bird poetry.
Damn, and that the chickens never came home to roost for that guy?
Never came home to. I mean, I think he, like, honestly, he's like, I think he's kind of seen as, like, a woke leftist ally now, and I think, like,
well, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I also don't think he's a bad guy.
That's the trajectory.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah. I mean, I do. I think,
it's like,
he
you like assault women or like commit rape or something, and then you're like, oof, someone's probably gonna find out about that, so I should probably start tweeting some really nice things. I should probably start tweeting about how we need less men in writers' rooms or something.
Well, I guess that really is the thought process, right? Because, like, if you're like, okay, I've got like a couple years of, like, unsolicited dick pics that might catch up with me, but if I can cram in 7 years of good praxis on Twitter, I know if I present that in court, I think they cancel each other out. Like, I swear to God, that's what these guys think.
It's not conscious like that, but yes, absolutely, that's what they're doing.
Yeah, so fucking wild. Mm-hmm. I mean, your goose is cooked. It's cooked if it's whatever. We're not saying anything new here. It's just funny. Like, the cognitive dissonance of that is very funny to me. Especially because, like, then, like, those guys, none of them stay the course after that, right? Like, they all pull a Kilstein, I feel like, or just disappear. I guess is really what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's think of some examples. I can't,
Yusuf?
Honestly, yeah, Yusuf, that's the one I was thinking of, but honestly, I can't think of that many woke guys who, like, got exposed and, like, for some reason, I feel like they get off pretty easy a lot of the time. Like, really? I feel like people do buy the, well, but he says all the right things. How could he have done that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Look at Joe Biden.
Yeah, look at Joe Biden. Joe Biden, who said socialist Joe Biden. Have you watched the video of him, like, in a press conference, and he forgets what he's supposed to be talking about? Like, he starts to say something, then he, like, gets this scared look on his face, and he turns to one of his aides, and he goes, so who am I handing this off to here next? And then the aide goes, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be enough time with the president today. We're going to ask you all to leave. And, like, all the reporters just start going crazy, like, as they get pushed out of the room. It's awesome. I love Joe Biden. Joe Biden rocks, dude. There's a very, it sucks because they get buried on, like you have to go on conservative Twitter to see these clips, but there's a fucking hilarious Joe Biden clip, like, every week. And I also love that his dogs won't stop biting people.
I did not know that.
Yeah, dude, Major keeps biting people, and he keeps shitting in the White House. He's one of the illest behaved dogs that the Oval Office has ever seen.
That's so sick.
It would be so funny if the dogs were just racist. Like, I don't think they've released the details on who exactly he was biting.
Or, like, the first presidential dogs to get put down.
I mean, I feel like we're fucking... That could happen. Yeah, I would love to know the details on who Major is biting. I bet they're keeping that under wraps. I bet Joe Biden accidentally trained a racist dog.
Well, probably the dog is trying to hunt Cornpop.
That's true. I guarantee you that's what. Yeah, the dog's just, like, ripping people's shoes off, trying to find the combs in their socks. Notable detail about Cornpop.
Man, we need to, like, get a press pass somehow and, like, get we've never gotten a follow up on Cornpop. We need to get in the press pool and raise our hands and be like, Mr. President, I was wondering if you had any more stories about Cornpop.
Where the hell is Cornpop?
Yeah. He must be stopped.
Dude, it would be so awesome if, like, I wish that, like, the one thing I do miss about Trump is, like, how, like, the way his cabinet was just, like, a revolving door, and, like, every week the next person he appointed was even more unlikely. I would love to see that with Joe Biden. We're, like, 3 months into his presidency. He like, his Secretary of State, he's like, and I'm bringing back Cornpop. Like, we get a face turn from Cornpop. It would be like when Mario teams up with Bowser.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like an anime where, like, the villain is now on your team.
Yeah, dude, Cornpop would totally be the Vegeta of American politics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where the hell is Cornpop?
Where the hell is Cornpop?
Damn.
I miss him. I'm worried about him.
I'm worried about him too. I want to know if he learned his lesson. I also want. How did that story end? What was that story? Did Joe Biden? He didn't beat him up. Did he just tell him off?
I forget.
I wish I could remember what the fuck the moral. It's just
what was the moral of the Cornpop story?
He weaved such a mesmerizing tale. You're like I don't even care about the end. It's about the journey. It's like a Wim Wenders movie. Like, yeah, because there's so many great diversions in that story where, like, he takes time to let the crowd know that little girls would come up and touch the hair on his legs. It's like, you got to let the crowd know that.
Yeah,
the minute
it's a very important detail.
Yeah. You have got to let everybody at this black community pool know how much little girls love the fine white hair on your legs. His words. Yeah, dude.
Damn, at this point, like, Joe Biden's been, like, in his, like, office and, like, he's been out of the public for so long because of COVID. Like, he probably hasn't smelled a little girl's hair in years. He probably feels like he's in prison.
Well, I mean, yeah, dude, yeah. I'm sure that COVID has been doing a number. Maybe that's why he's going kind of, maybe he needs that. You know what I mean? Like, maybe that's how he recharges. Yeah.
Maybe he's, so he's been away from little girls so long that, like, his version of prison gay is just he's now horny for adult women.
Just crying in the shower after he fucks a woman who's over 18.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Honestly, my opinion on Joe Biden is, like, I don't think that he does anything worse than, like, gripping and smelling little girls, but that enough, like it's weird. It's like people are like, you point at that. It's like you're like, that's weird. It's like, oh, so you think that he like molests children? It's like, well, I mean, not more than he's doing on television. Like, that enough should be, like, wildly wrong. Like, we should all be like, that needs to stop immediately.
Well, he's not got the at this age. I think I agree with you. I think he's not got the strength to carry out his missions to completion. But I think a younger Joe Biden. I mean, who's to say, dude? Younger Joe Biden, there was a wily energy to him that, like, I don't put anything past him.
Yeah,
younger Joe Biden just trying to, like, impress an 8-year-old by, like, rattling off all his contributions to the crime bill. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, it's funny. We basically have, like, we've got, like, Joe Biden is basically already acting like retired Bush Sr., where he's just, like, making crass comments to nurses and, like, copping a feel. Like,
that was funny when HW got Me Too'd, like, the month before his death.
Right. It's like, the guy can't walk. What are you going to do? He's not online.
Yeah. Just so you know, you're getting ratioed right now. What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, it's so funny to try to cancel a man who's already been physically maimed.
That's why the only politician I trust was McCain, because he couldn't reach high enough to grab titties.
No, that's exactly right. The most he would do would be tickle you.
Yeah.
He had tickle. He had, like, strong. His arms were ready to tickle at all times. McCain was definitely a tickle monster. I feel like I could see that from him.
Yeah. You heard it here first, folks. John McCain, big time tickler.
John McCain was a total tickle monster.
Oh, you're getting tickled at the McCain household, let me tell you that much.
I love that his daughter like can't decide whether or not she's like an alt-right conservative or like a liberal. Like every month her view, like I mean I know she's basically a conservative, but then like periodically like she just has like I guess because she's on The View and she has to. She's like got to be the most fucking incoherent talking head pundit, like, which is fucking saying something. She's such a dumb bitch. I do miss Trump owning her and her father.
I don't remember. Were there any highlights?
Yeah. He literally said that the famous one was I prefer. What did he say? I prefer service. I prefer the guys who didn't get captured.
Oh yeah,
like mocking John.
Oh yeah, that one. I thought it was funny when like Mike Lee and Black got canceled for like being friends with her.
Oh, what did that?
Well,
happen?
he wrote a book with her too. He made some like tweet about like how we like unity and like how we need to like be able to be friends with the other side, and everyone was just like boo.
Why did Mike Lee and Black write a book? I'm looking this up with Meghan McCain.
I don't know. I think he's one of those people where it's like he's been in very funny things. He has a lot of great things in his body of work to look at, but then it's like I think he's one of those guys who just like wants to do everything. Like I'm
reading about it.
He I think he does like a stand-up tour every year. Does he do stand-up? No. He's like an improv guy.
Yeah, his stand-up is rough.
He goes out and he does stand-up for people who like Wet Hot American Summer, and
wow.
And then he also wants to be some sort of thinker, I guess.
Dude, so listen to this. The book is called America, You Sexy Bitch, A Love Letter to Freedom. Now listen to this, just the very first two sentences of the description of this book. She is a single 20-something gun-loving Christian Republican writer and blogger, the daughter of a senator and a 2008 Republican presidential nominee. He is a married 40-year-old gun-fearing atheist Democrat comedian, the son of a lesbian former Social Security employee. Dunk, throwing it in the trash, not reading this book. This sucks. I don't want to know shit. Like, neither viewpoint do I fucking give a shit about.
The next sentence is like, and wouldn't you know it, they're about to fuck.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be like a Freaky Friday comedy.
Yeah, it sounds like a romantic comedy.
Yeah, dude. Wow, this sucks.
Man, nonfiction books fucking suck.
Yeah, what are you doing? Why are you why are you writing about shit that actually happened?
I mean, I'm sure that there are, but I'm sure there's good nonfiction books. But when it's like written by someone who's famous, awful. 100% of the time, awful.
Terrible.
Yeah. If you're not famous as an author and you write a nonfiction book.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, in reality, like in 20...
Like, what are you doing? Aziz, come on. You're setting yourself up, buddy.
In 2021, like, if you're a person who wants to write about like an event that, like, if you're talking about like events that actually happened and transcribing them, it's like, yeah, man, that's supposed to be a Twitter thread. That's not supposed to be a book. You're supposed to do a 140, post thread on Twitter. That's how we read about real shit. A book is supposed to be for fucking dragons and portals. And chosen boys. That's the only thing that I want for my books. I might read that fucking book just because it pissed me off so much. Just reading that, like, you know what? I'm a little dishonest. I am actually, like, perversely interested in this now. Yeah.
Well, almost 100% of the media that you consume is, like, hate consuming.
Yeah, this is cringe.
Yeah.
It's crazy to man. It's
to
crazy.
Write and publish cringe.
That two people did it. For two people to sit. I mean, to commit yourself to cringe for like 6 months, put it out, and then just be like, oh fuck, I should not have done that.
Yeah.
Like, God, like the minute it hit shelves, you're like, oh shit, I think that was really embarrassing. Damn, why didn't I see that before? Yeah, I love cringe. Yeah, I'm going to read this shit. What am I saying? God, Meghan McCain does her... And here's what else I don't like about Meghan McCain. Who's doing her makeup? Almost certainly her, I guess. It looks like shit. This is how catty I get. Like, it started with me being like, I think her views are reprehensible, and now I'm like, this bitch can't even do her eyeliner.
Yeah.
Man, I am such a fucking woman.
You really are in some ways.
I am, dude.
Yeah.
I have all the. I've got like
You'll
all
say
the,
such like Queen Bee high school things. You'll be like, man, why do people that ugly even leave the house? And I'm like, Jesus.
Well, I mean, that's what can I say? I have like all the. I've got all the. I have all the weaponized parts of girl brain. Mm-hmm. which is it's Sun Tzu, dude. You got to know,
Yeah.
know your enemy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you.
You've developed like sympathy BPD.
That's right. I'm the fabled dark empath.
I'm so glad that I'm like emotionally retarded.
Why?
I don't know. Life is just easier. It's like, well, I know that I can't emotionally manipulate anybody, so I should probably just be honest. Makes things much easier for me.
You can barely emotionally manipulate yourself.
It's true.
Yeah, like you're Dylan put it good when he was like, Brendan is at the mercy of his own brain, and I was like, damn, that's really true.
My brain it takes me for a ride all the time.
You gotta hand the keys over to us.
Yeah.
Let us help you. Do you remember like when Twitch played Pokemon? Mm-hmm. You remember that? You need to let the Discord play Brendan. Like, you gotta just let us like pilot your body like a Gundam. We'll do so much better. Be good.
My brain, it takes me like a ride, but it's like a car. If like every couple weeks I got in it and someone had just replaced the engine with something wildly different. So I just like put my gas on the brake and I just like go through the garage door. Like, but then I turn around and I'm like, yeah, this drive's going really good.
Yeah, I mean, you went through you're outside, one way or the other.
It's like when I tried to buy that gun. I told my girlfriend, I was like, yeah, I've been thinking about it. It's been like a really long time since I've had a manic episode, so I can like totally handle this. Which is, in retrospect, how I should have known that I was in the midst of an incredible manic episode.
That is exactly what was happening.
Yeah, I think maybe I made up my bipolar and it's not real, and the doctors are liars.
Well, again, we tried to tell you, Brendan. The whole Discord was like, Brendan, think about what you're saying. Even I love Cooney when you said that on the episode with Cooney. Cooney's response was just like, whoa.
I think I'm gonna go to an open mic tonight. I might try to talk about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's the open mic?
At Cole's house. You want to come?
I can't. I'm working.
Oh yeah.
I have to go to work after we get off the podcast.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, I would.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it because I have to. I'll plug it when it comes, but like I have a show at the end of this month, and I need to do 10 to 12 minutes, and I don't have any minutes. I've forgotten all my jokes.
Yeah, you should definitely do stand up.
Yeah,
you should definitely hit some mics.
I have to write 12 minutes in like 3 weeks.
You could do it.
Maybe. I don't know. I could do it if I like relearned old material, but I really liked the idea of like never doing any of my old jokes again and starting completely fresh.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. I've also been like, it's funny, man. Like I was like riffing out a bit. I know this conversation sucks, but I was riffing out a bit like with Isaac in the kitchen that he admittedly gave me a great tag for, but like it got a like I was just talking to him and Long like doing this bit, and I got a big pop, and I was like, oh damn, I guess I'm like that might be a joke. So now I've like got it in my notes. I was trying to write one about like Cuomo. It's like, yeah, it's like, okay. I think I'll just move forward from here. I don't know if I'm going to go backwards.
Yeah. Because like I'm afraid it's like, yeah, I could dust off some old jokes for like just this one show, but then it makes it way easier to then just, fall back onto the same material. And I already put it out as a little mixtape. So that's a good enough reason to not do it anymore.
It might not hurt to have like one or two, it might be good to have like a strong opener that you still kind of like, but you'll figure it out, dude. It'll be the nice thing about like doing that outdoor show is pretty much everybody on the show, because we've been in LA and like there haven't been real opportunities to do comedy. They'll all probably be in like kind of a similar place. Hopefully. Yeah.
But it's like everybody else on the show is like probably has been doing stand up through this, I feel like.
Well, maybe like Zoom shows.
Maybe, I don't know.
Do you think they've been traveling?
feel like, I mean, I feel like people above like a certain success level kind of have been doing stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I guess I haven't looked at the lineup, but yeah. I mean, I'm sure it'll be good, dude.
Yeah. Whatever. Worst comes to worst, I'll just Kramer out.
Worst. That's more like worst comes to best, dude.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
I'll just Kramer out, but it's like an outdoor show.
So like
it's just in a parking lot. People walk by. They've at this point no idea that it's a comedy show. They just hear me Kramering, and they see a bunch of people like sitting in chairs in a parking lot, and they're like, well, I guess I should call the police. I don't know what this is.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like the difference is like when Kramer did his, people left. If you do it outside, people will swarm.
Yeah,
like all of Glendale is gonna come investigate, dude.
Someone throws a pitchfork into my chest.
Oh, fuck. That would be very ironic, especially if you're doing it word for word.
There was this well, I was gonna say there was the show at Good Good, but then I remembered no, it's Stick or Treat. It's Mark Norman's show that they just did, like without him.
Right.
They did basically Stick or Treat, which is where you do an impression of another comedian, and I was like threatening to do Kramer.
Oh fuck, that's awesome.
I think it'd be funny to like come out with like a big poofy haircut and set a boombox down and play play the audio and then just like mime it.
Yeah, you just like Andy Kaufman like mime it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, you should have got like Lemaire and Nate. You should have like planted them in the audience. Like had them talk.
I think I did my favorite Richard Pryor bit, the one about fucking dogs.
Oh, that bit's so fun. You turned me on to that.
That bit is incredible. How to fuck a dog, man. Because people you can fuck, but dogs, they don't want you to be fucking them.
Damn, Richard Pryor really was the greatest comedian of all time. Like that bit is easily 40 years ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Richard Pryor, like his famous bits are good, but you're right. The lesser known Richard Pryor bits where he was just like shit posting in the 70s.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
What, you never sucked a penis before? Oh, we've never sucked a penis in our lives. Okay.
Was this post Freebase accident or like before it?
I don't know. Have you ever read his book?
No. What's it called?
It's called Prior Convictions.
I have not read it. I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. It's just like I love it because it's just like I read it because people were like, man, you'll learn a lot about comedy. You really don't. You learn like Richard Pryor was naturally hilarious from the time he was 3, and you can't learn anything from like his work ethic or his technique or anything like that.
Oh, definitely not.
But it's just funny because like he wrote it when he's like, you know, like old man wheelchair days, I'm pretty sure. So he just like doesn't give a fuck at all. So he's just like, and that was the month in '82 that I was gay. Or like throughout it, it's like just cycles of him like getting clean off crack and then relapsing and getting clean off crack and then relapsing. And then like you expect one final time at the end of the book where he's like, and then I got clean for good. But that just isn't in the book. The book just kind of ends. You're like, damn, this guy rules.
Yeah, dude, that's my favorite thing about like all the comedy greats. Like they all, to truly be great in comedy, like Rodney, Pryor, you're not great unless like you're in your 70s, washed up, just like walking around a green room with your cock out, just like high as fuck. Like I feel like they all have those stories.
Yeah, I mean, Cat Williams is the only like comic who lives like a 70s comic, and that's why he's the best.
That is why Cat Williams is the true heir to like Cat Williams is. I mean, there are a lot of great comedians, don't get me wrong. Cat Williams may be one of the few living titans of comedy. I mean, he's unfucking believable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you want to be a great comic, you have to smoke crack.
You've got to smoke crack.
Yeah.
You've got to start altercations with 13-year-olds.
Mm-hmm. You got to be in the headlines a lot.
Yeah, dude. And you know what's so funny? Every time
you got to be getting arrested like a rock star.
he would always do like radio interviews after, what's the word I want to use? He was in the headlines for something bad, basically. And you can pull up any radio interview where like the host try to like grill him or fucking like own him or tease him about like, the shit that he's in the news for, and he just roasts them. He just always comes out on top. Mm-hmm. He's so fucking awesome, dude. He's the man. Yeah, there's this one great interview with him where he's doing I think it's like a Florida, I don't know if it's Florida or Georgia or something, and he's on this lady's radio show, and she's making fun of his hair, and he's like, "No, man, my hair is beautiful. You can go ahead, man, run one of your gnarled fingers through my luscious hair." Like, he just starts completely owning her for being a disgusting-looking old woman. And then he starts making fun of her for not being able to cook. It's so funny.
One of the best.
She's like, I cook for my babies. He's like, what do you make for your babies, man? She's like, I do macaroni. She's like, he's like, this bitch can boil water. Like, so awesome.
Yeah, I can't believe I used to like not like his comedy. I think it was honestly like kind of like me being young. I think it was kind of racism. I think.
Do you think it was racist? Oh,
yeah,
wow,
I think I just had like an aversion to like black comedy.
Damn, dude.
I don't know why. Just didn't vibe with me at the time. Probably because I had like never hung around black people. Like,
you were scared.
Not scared. Just like, you grow up.
No, I know.
Like the other day, so my mom mailed me a DVD from high school of like little snippets of all the school plays, and my girlfriend, she wanted to watch it, so we watched it together, and she was like, "Are there any people who aren't white in your high school?" And I'm like, "Yeah, there was 3. What are you talking about?" And then I
made sure we never crossed paths in the hallway.
Yeah,
I knew their schedules.
And I'm like, "Yeah, see, there, right in the way back. You see him?" And then it got worse because then it was a clip from Peter Pan. It was a bunch of white girls all pretending to be Indians. And I'm like,
hell yes.
I'm like, look, that wouldn't fly now. And she's like, when was that? 2010? Like,
wow, damn, I didn't realize your school was that white.
It was very white. I mean, also, it was the theater program.
True.
Yeah.
That's true. That's a very good point. Although I will say we had some prominent black actors and actresses even in my school.
Mm-hmm.
But there were also like 3,000 kids in my class. Like the entire, like we had a pretty big high school. Wow, racist ass barn dog, dude.
Hey,
horrible.
I grew up. I learned.
That makes it okay. Makes it okay.
I moved to Philly. I didn't do anything wrong. Look, I'm a product of my environment.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Just like the Columbine kids.
Exactly. That's right.
What we have here is a failure to communicate. we live in a society.
Dude, we live in a society.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I remember like the first bit that made me love Cat Williams. It's such an absurd bit too. I think I saw it in Comedy Central where he was talking about like when you're so high. He's like, you ever get so high, you just sit across from your fridge looking at it for 30 minutes, and after half an hour you go, I know there ain't no food in there. And I would just, I don't even know why that's funny.
It's a good bit.
But it's so fun, and I would always, like, every time I would look at my fridge, I would fucking crack up and just be like, I know there ain't no food in there.
Love doing little bits to myself.
Yeah, dude. Before I ever knew that I wanted to be a comedian, I would just say shit that Cat Williams said.
Yeah. We could have just stopped there. We could have just enjoyed comedy.
Yeah, dude, we could have just memorized a couple Cat Williams bits, used them on dates the way we should have. Like, we could have just, like, that's all it needed to be. We didn't need to pursue this as a way to make money.
I'm on like an OkCupid date, and I'm like, man, I don't even know any insurgents.
That's such a good joke. Fuck, that's such a good joke. That special has he does an act out of himself playing Wii tennis, and it's so, I think it lasts like 10 minutes. It's so labored and involved that, like, I swear to God, like, by the end of it, he looks 10 pounds lighter. Like, Cat Williams, when Cat Williams finishes a set, he looks like he just completed a triathlon. Like, it looks like he sucked all the life out of himself giving these people comedy. It's so fucking awesome. Cat Williams is the fucking man.
Yeah,
we gotta get him.
Cat Williams is like, I've been watching Ken Burns' country music documentary. He's like Jimmy Rogers. He like had he had tuberculosis or whatever. Like, beat it as best you can, and then the doctors were like, "All right, well, you need to like be in a bed for the rest of your life." And he's just like, "Well, I'm gonna go tour."
Yeah. Oh, that's like do you know Link Ray?
No.
So Link, he wrote that song in the 50s, Rumble. It was instrumental. It was like the first time people had heard like distortion on a guitar, and it was banned. Even though there were no words, it was banned for being obscene. Mm-hmm. But he lost one of his lungs like in Korea. So the doctors told him that like he would never be able to sing, like he can't get enough air. And then like in the 70s, he was like, I'm gonna try singing. And he was like, oh fuck, I can sing great. Like, and he released like a bunch of like really great like country music albums with fucking one ass lung.
Damn.
Native American, Baltimore, from Baltimore, one of the greatest dudes of all time, dude. Yeah, country music singers are really good at ignoring doctors' advice.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy Rogers fucking rules. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't seen the Ken Burns documentary.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he just like I love like how recording music worked back then, where it was just like they show up in a town, they put an ad in the paper like, "Do you play an instrument? Come play for us." And then you just show up and they'd be like, "All right, you're pretty good. I guess you are famous now." But like the part that I found really interesting was like the way that like you got paid more, like you got paid for the recording, but then you could also get like the copyright on it if you had written the song. So people would just be like, they'd be like, "Oh, I hear this guy a couple hollers over knows a song." So then you'd get in your like Model T and you'd drive to him and you'd be like, "Teach me your song, please." And then apparently the guy in the Carter family would do that, and then he'd come home and he would have like forgot the melody because he couldn't write music, so he'd just write down the words and then come home and be like, "Fuck, I forgot the melody." So then they just put it to like an older melody, the words they got from some random guy, and then they'd be like, "All right, yeah, we'll pay you copyright for that." Like copyright law has been fucked since the beginning.
It's meaningless.
Yeah, it needs to end.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it needs to. I mean, I think it definitely needs to be revised.
Yeah,
because I feel like if you end it,
yeah, I mean, it doesn't need to end. I'm being hyperbolic.
That would be crazy.
But like, yeah, I mean, Mickey Mouse should have expired in the 70s.
Oh yeah, we should be able to draw pictures of Mickey Mouse getting gaped.
Well,
crazy.
and like, Steamboat Willie expires in like 2 years.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like they'll do like because Spider-Man should be in the public domain or some shit by now, or maybe not Spider-Man. But like,
no,
there's
Spider-Man should be in the public domain.
It should be in the public domain.
Yeah.
So
Pretty
why?
sure.
How does that work? Why isn't it?
Because every time it's about to expire, Disney lobbies Congress and they extend copyright.
Oh, there's no way they can keep that. I guess of course they can keep that up.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
yeah, it's crazy that there's like music that like there's music that you can download from like archive.org that someone recorded off of like whatever before LPs. What was that?
Wax cylinders and shit?
Not wax cylinders, but it's like
78s, shellac.
Yeah. There's like music that people recorded off of 78s that's on archive.org that you couldn't use in like a short film.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, I was using it when I was trying to make the old Tooth Cap like radio play.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, well, fuck this law. I'm using it.
Yeah, who's really going to get you on that? I mean, who even owns it? Because at some point, like, the company, although I guess they
fucking
all
like
get...
Sony owns it. I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say, they all just, like...
Yeah.
When those companies are going out of business, bigger companies just glom them up.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Brendan? It's crazy.
It is cuckoo. I'll tell you that much.
When the hell is Cat Williams going to go into the public domain? When can I just do Cat
Williams?
Williams?
His bits.
When can I just like commit? Yeah, I want to pull a fucking a country music. I want to have Cat Williams do his whole routine to me, then try to like keep it in my head on the 3-hour ride home.
Yeah, on the 3-hour car ride, 10 miles.
That's right. Yeah, Cat Williams is just like living out in the sticks somewhere. He's like completely blind. he's just imbuing his bits upon me like the giver. He just like places his hands on my temples, and then I know all of Cat Williams' knowledge.
It made me laugh, like the stories of these groups, because it's like, it's just funny. Like everything about it is weird from a modern perspective, where it's like the most famous musicians were just like old men. Like, yeah, dude, just like old sickly men. And be like, some old sickly man forces his wife to come with him to Nashville to record. She's like, I don't want to do this, and he forces her, and then they're like, and that was it. They were from then on they made $60,000 a year, which was enough to afford a golden swimming pool.
Well, I also love that, like, you get, like, those old, like, Nashville, Memphis, like, rockabilly blues guys. It's like, they were all also, like, known by, like, their most prominent physical ailment. Mm-hmm. Like blind Willie McTell. There was Cripple Joe something. Mm-hmm. And it's, like, it's so funny, like, back then, like, you know, if you were, like, an aspiring, like, you know, somebody who sells their entire catalog to like fucking Sun Records for $100, like you get pancreatic cancer, and the manager's just like, well, maybe we can use that. You're gonna be Chemo Rodney.
Isn't that what Isaac's manager did? Isaac's college manager.
Yeah, that is basically what she did.
Yeah, I don't know. I love like old timey America. Like I love like old radio. Like I love just learning, like, another funny detail to me is so the radio stations were basically just like started by companies to advertise their product. And it was like it sounds like it was a very badly structured show, or it'd just be like a guy like bringing people in and out of the room, like playing instruments live. Yeah. And the one guy who like was the biggest sensation possible was just like a guy who could play the harmonica and make it sound like a train. People were like, yes, that is my shit. And they'd get letters from people furious. They're like, you need to announce in advance when he's going to come on so that my husband can come into the room.
Dude, could you imagine people just losing their shit inside their living rooms, just like smashing lamps and shit when the harmonica train guy comes on?
Yeah. Honey, he's playing the fox hunt.
Just people like in people in the Dust Bowl just like moshing in their fucking like rickety cabins.
Yeah.
That would be so fucking awesome.
Oh man, this documentary does depress me though, because it's just constantly showing you footage of just like completely untamed like woods.
Oh
like,
yeah.
Damn, I want to fucking drive a Model T through the woods.
Yeah. Oh, dude, there's nothing better. I had this friend in high school. Her dad repaired like old ass like Ford cars from like sometimes as far back as the 50s. And just driving I mean, it's horrible for the environment, but driving a fucking loud, it hurts your nuts the whole time you're sitting in the passenger seat, because the car is just like shaking like it's gonna fucking come apart. Mm-hmm. And we used to drive it through like the backwoods of like Crofton and like all like basically just like all these like in Anne Arundel County. There's a lot of Crownsville also, and it was awesome. Just like driving through the woods at night in a car that is threatening to explode. It's so fucking awesome.
I love the idea of like just, I mean, owning land. Wow.
No, it can't happen.
Mm-hmm.
I had this take. I did Lemaire's show, and it's a take that I think I actually stand by, which is if you, like Fortnite style, if you can get on government land and build a house like quick enough, kind of like a turret defense game. If you can get a house there and defend it for like minimum 3 to 5 days, you get to keep that patch of land. Like, I feel like that, it's very libertarian, you'll have to excuse me, but I feel like that's totally fair.
Well, in California, I'm pretty sure that, like, not eminent domain, I'm pretty sure squatters' rights kick in after, like, 2 weeks.
Oh, squatters have an insane amount of rights in California. There's a really interesting horror movie about it called Pacific Heights, about these people who move in. It's like a yuppie horror movie. I like it. It's kind of good. But like Michael Keaton moves into Matthew Modine's house because they're looking for like a renter. And like from the first day he moves in, they just hear a lot of power tools. Like they're like putting their ear to the door. Just like, what the fuck is he doing in there? And basically he like terrorizes them out of the house. And then if I remember correctly, like claims squatters' rights and just like takes over their house. It's very fucking wild.
I saw this news story. We should probably wrap it up after this or sometime soon. But this dude, it's in California, I think, where it was unclear because the article was trying to support the owners.
Right.
So it was unclear if the dude sold his house or if like the bank repossessed it and sold it. But basically, so these people bought a house and they went to like do the inspection or something, and the dude had gotten a bunch of fake cardboard boxes like out in the yard to look like he was moving out. So then those people signed the paperwork, and then they show up to move in. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not moving out."
Hell yeah.
So he's just been living in this house for like 9 months, and he's been doing that since before the pandemic. But then the pandemic came, and it's even harder to evict people.
Oh, dude.
Honestly, to me, it sounded like they were like flippers, and who gives a shit?
Right.
It sounded to me like his like the bank foreclosed on his house, and then sold it to people, who because the people were not like the people were like continuing to pay the mortgage. Sounded like it was going fine. But the article was like, can you believe that this guy can do this and it's legal? It's like, nah, it's pretty sick.
It's pretty tight, dude. it's very sick to just like set up camp and be like, what? Come get me. Like, yeah, I mean, you know what, man? Yeah, it's like you got a foot on home base. What are you gonna do? I'm safe. I am fucking here. Yeah, dude. There are people. I'm like friends with people on Instagram from back home who like what they do is like flip houses now. They're like professional flippers, and also like very tied into like weird, again, very gloopy. In like they're like these weird. They're like semi-spiritual. They're all about weird good vibes, but it is just Republican shit.
House flipping is like insanely unethical in my view.
It's a wild grift, especially like when you see like the way they buy these houses for fucking nothing, right? I mean, you know what it is, but and then like the way that they flip them, you're like they're like you see the pictures of them inside, and then you see what they're selling them for, and it's like this is not a good deal, but people are fucking buying them because they've got this like elevated status as like, yeah, we turned it into like a premium home. It's totally a ripoff. Yeah, totally a ripoff.
Yeah, it's just they buy that house in cash, so like people who are just trying to buy a house can't. They always lose out.
Right.
Oh, it's fucking stupid. We need to start figuring out like because there's so many like apartments and stuff that are. I think the problem is a lot of it is like luxury apartments where it's like it'd be difficult to actually get in. But like, we need to figure out an apartment that's owned by like a Chinese hedge fund and just move in. No one will ever know.
That's what you have to do, dude. Well, I actually also thought about like living in an office space, because you can rent an office space that's bigger than my room for like $100 a month and just sleep there. I mean, that was what like I'm pretty sure that that's what Baron Vaughn did for like a few years.
You can do that?
You're not supposed to. But yeah, if nobody's fucking like checking on you, like if you own the office space outright. Pete Holmes told a story about this where like they had an office space in New York and they let like some comics live there, like spend the night there. But you're not supposed to, because it's so cheap. Renting office space is so much cheaper than renting, It is?
I never knew that.
Yeah, you like hundreds of dollars less a month. Granted, like you're not guaranteed the same utilities as like renting like a living space.
Yeah. Like you probably.
Yeah, I mean, my plan.
Go shower at the gym or something.
Yeah, but that's, you know what?
Yeah.
Easy. My plan for a while was like I was just gonna rent a storage unit and sleep in there. That was it's good somebody Sean Preston I think was specifically the one who talked me out of that. He's like, hey man, you can't do that. He's like that is gonna go so wrong.
They've caught on to that, I'm sure. You have to walk past the desk to get in. And they'd be like, this guy comes here every day.
That's true, but then what are these fucking nice setups I saw on Reddit, dude? I saw some nice-ass storage unit setups.
Nick, just buy a van.
No, I'm not going to buy a van. I don't need to do it anymore, also. It would be, you know what?
Well, if it's so cheap to get office space, we should have a studio.
Yeah, we could do that. We should look into renting. I mean, there's a bunch of like there's an office space for rent like a couple blocks from me. Like, you know, like on Sunset Echo Park. Like that would be sick. Yeah, maybe you know what?
Yeah. Plus, you know, it could be like Mad Men. We'll get drunk. We'll fuck in there.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, this is what I like.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's like Mad Men and we just take turns like fucking our reluctant girlfriends in there.
Just like over a cardboard box. They just sit there waiting for us to put on fancy suits that we've rented.
Yeah. All right, that's an hour 6. You want to call this?
Yeah, buddy, I got to go to work. So,
right.
Yes. Shit. You know what we should do really quick?
Yeah.
All T-shirts, all sizes back in stock. So if you missed one, go grab one.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah. All right.
You guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Knock, knock, open up, it's me, the crazy, shady, faded fucker, so rock the G. See a lady, make a baby, lead her on in peace. Only time I give a fuck is for my own release. That's why I own these streets. Straight up, portfolio, showing growth, fuck a pay cut. Yeah, you know I stay slut. Catch me in the spot, looping up for the self-suck. Oh fuck, I busted already, I'm coming bucket so heavy. My dream of cream coming steady, now my mouth open, I'm ready. I'm talking solo, heavy petting on a Friday night. That talking bashing the bishop, more like Nantucket's delight. I'm taking all the time I need to do it just right. Got my candles in the fishnets cause it's on tonight. Oh, that's right, it's time to fillet. No need to debate me, I suck until I go ooh-wee and spray my white pee-pee. I got that ski.